So welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today we are going to be highlighting some of the key changes to ARK Survival Ascended with everything that's going on, as well with Survival Evolved in the new Community Crunch 368. Now I did make a video on this on the Friday or the Saturday morning when it was released, but I wanted to kind of take a few days, like a day or two really off videos, just to, as I always do when these roadmaps come out, think about things, read the comments, and then talk to you guys about some of the key changes from this. So I really have been enjoying reading your guys' comments as well, because when I read these types of stuff for the first time, it's like I never know if I'm coming across correctly with what I believe from some of these changes. So when I read the comments, it kind of, it kind of gives me a good insight to what you guys in the community think as well. Now, if you guys do enjoy today's video, smash that like button. Really supports me as always, as I say in every video. Subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get in with the community crunch. So obviously we saw in my last video that ARK Survival Ascended has been delayed on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 and PC until October 23rd. 2023. The reason why, one of the things that I sort of thought about this when we first read through it is, after some time thinking about it, it would have been nice if they'd at least given us a date. So obviously we got October, but before that we had end of August. It would have been nice, I think, for them to at least give us a, the game is coming out on maybe October 23rd, something like that. It would be really, really cool to see that. I feel like it would be fair. I know they have done some stuff in this new roadmap update, which has been good to the community, but I always feel like with wildcard, with big releases and stuff, there's always some form of, when there's an update to something, there's always some form of, we'll give you this, but unfortunately there's a delay. Like I'm not moaning too much because I want the game to come out perfectly. I don't want it to be coming out like sort of really buggy and everything. But you always just feel a bit defeated when it comes to wildcards release dates. So anyway, basically what they said, if we go through this, some of the bits quickly, just for you guys, it's like a little bit of a recap video, just as I had a couple of days off. So they said they found it challenging working with Unreal Engine 5.2, but at the same time, it was very exciting. I think obviously they said they needed more time to work on a fully cross-platform moddable game ecosystem on consoles and PC, and they said they needed more time. So obviously with some of the maps, they decided to separate the release date of the Island and Scorched Earth, because on day one, both of them were meant to be coming at the same point. They said, with what we've learned about remastering the Island from the ground up, it wouldn't be feasible to complete Scorched Earth to a standard we're happy with. So for now, we're going to plan that Scorched Earth will be coming to ARK Survival Ascended in December this year, and Ragnarok and Aberration will follow in Q1 2024. Now, one thing that is very, very strange, and I'm not, they don't even talk about it in this, which is, is this it? Wait, we'll read through this first, because in the first roadmap that Wildcard did, they said that there is there is going to be a new paid DLC, which is like to add to the story, completely separate from the ones we've had before, Q4 2023. So if they release the Island, maybe that means that we're still going to be getting the other DLC. I just find it so strange that they haven't updated anything about it. We'll come to it later on in the video so you guys can see. But anyway, so given the news, this is what they kind of gave us to make things a little bit happier, I guess. They said ARK Survival Ascended will now be launching at an early access price point of $44.99, and the launch discount is $39.99. So if you buy it on launch, which is what I'll be doing, it is $39.99, so it's $20 cheaper. Obviously that's a great thing, because I thought, to be honest, I know they were giving us a lot of content, but to be honest, $59.99 for a remastered game is quite a lot. So I feel like that's nice that they're doing at least a launch discount, $20 cheaper. They said we initially plan to ship with more content on day one, but that won't be happening. So we're adjusting the launch price accordingly. Okay, so that's their reasoning for doing it. So they're just making it cheaper, so there's less, because we're only... Does that mean we're going to be literally just playing the island? That's going to be so strange. Let's hope it's worth it. We really know you want. We know you really want to get your hands on ARK Survival Ascended, and we appreciate the support and enthusiasm. We're going to do our best to work hard to make sure we can deliver a tremendous next-gen ARK experience that meets both your expectations and our own. So that covers the big news. We know there's still a fair bit of time between now and the launch, so hang in there. It'll be worth the wait. In the meantime, here are some answers to questions we've seen come up over the last few weeks, as well as addressing some new points. So remember this one a lot. They said, when will we see new gameplay? They said, we know you're excited and curious and skeptical. We understand. Our plan is to show gameplay closer to the launch of ARK Survival Ascended, as that will be when it's completely ready and best represents the final product. So you have to stay tuned until then. I find it really strange with wildcards, like the way they do stuff. I find it really odd, like kind of how the gameplay. So they're meant to be releasing a product in October, and I know I'm not in game development, so I don't. But I always find that so many other games have such a structural way of doing things, if that's the word. So they, I know that I can't even say. I don't think Wildcard can use the excuse that they're a small dev company. Small dev company, that's not the word, isn't it? They're just a small game company anymore. I feel like they've made, we've seen that they've made like over $1 billion now. So they're not a small company, and I always feel like the way they structure things is so strange and so odd, and always delays. And I feel like whenever there's any other games that I follow, we see gameplay trailers, everything seems to flow so nicely, and it happens to be ARK, which is always a mess when it comes to launch. But that being said, when they release content to us, it in the end, it's worth the money for me. But that's my opinion. Is there going to be a change to the date when ARK Survival Evolved network comes offline? So we're now planning on shutting down the official network on September 30th, given the slight delay in the launch of the game. So you have another month before Survival Evolved's network comes off. So more time to play, I guess, if that's what you're doing. And obviously, they said, when will we be able to access our save files from the official network? So they're currently working with Nitrado to make the game, to make sure that the save file system works, and we're providing instructions on how you can get them when they're available. So will there be, with Scorched Earth being delayed, will there still be server transfers? We won't be supporting server transfers at the launch of ARK Survival Ascended. This feature will be enabled when Scorched Earth releases later in December. But what about that other DLC wildcard? I'm going to go back to this so we can read. It just doesn't make any sense. How long should we expect the title to be in early access? This one was mad for me. So ARK Survival Ascended will leave early access in late 2024 once all the content has finished in its next generation remastering. So ARK 2 is meant to be coming out late 2024. So if that's still the plan, which I really just don't even know anymore, then I'm guessing this game will be released as a full game, then ARK 2 will come out. That's meant to be the plan. Are there going to be any changes to the release order of certain content? Now, this is something I really expected them to do. I've made plenty of videos. Maybe they saw my video, and that's why they added this in, because I think it got quite a lot of views, to be honest, when we did like a release schedule, talking about what Wildcard have said of everything. And they said, generally, we will keep the canonical maps released in the same order. We may make some adjustments with the non-canon maps to release them sooner, but that honestly depends more on our pipeline, so we'll announce them accordingly. So just like as I said, Ragnarok is now coming earlier, so any of the non-paid maps could be released at different times. That's the other thing I always find with Wildcard. Like, everything is so last minute. Like when they do releases and stuff, it's like there's no concrete plans ever, which I understand can't always be the case with game devs and releases and stuff, but just I don't know, there's lots of stuff that is always a bit messy. Will we be seeing more ASA concepts? So they said, yep, we intend to keep showing you guys the process and the progress on the visual changes between Survival Evolved and Ascended. To be honest, I'm not as interested in this at all anymore. I know I may be coming across negative more in my videos. Like, I always obviously love sharing positivity all the time. But I know in most recent roadmap videos, I've sounded a little bit more negative, but just being honest with you guys, to be honest, you know, I don't always want to be a YouTuber. When I am excited about something, I will generally like show that in a video. I'm not just gonna, when I read through something, I'm not just gonna read through the whole video. And you know, I see some people in my comments saying like, oh, of course this guy is gonna say he's so excited about this because, you know, this makes him money or anything like that. And no, like generally I'm always honest in all of my videos. Like if I'm excited about something, I will show that I'm excited about it. But if I'm starting to get like, you know, maybe it's just me getting older. I just kind of, when there's things that I see, I'm just like, oh, just kind of can't be bothered for that anymore. Like it just gets to that point sometimes, isn't it? And they say, what about creature votes? They'll be continuing to run. In fact, the team has been working on the design for the Gigantoraptor from a conceptual point of view, as well as the actual gameplay mechanics, and we can't wait to show you that in the weeks ahead. And they said, as always, we're incredibly grateful for your ongoing support and passion for the franchise. Thank you, Survivors Studio Wildcard. And then the thing I said I don't really care too much about anymore, it's the difference between, which for me, this doesn't really show me anything. Like, that's why I said it, like, captured in Unreal Engine 4 and captured in Unreal Engine 5 doesn't really look any different. Obviously, it looks nicer in Unreal Engine 5, but you want to see something in-game, like, you know, rather than just these, like, concept arts. Because, to be honest, the concept art that's captured in, when you really think about this, it doesn't look that different, does it? There's nothing that really, apart from maybe some of the lighting and stuff, yeah. But obviously it's cool. I just want to see gameplay versions of it, but I know we're not seeing that for a while. So yeah, that maintenance to the servers is done already. ARK Genesis Part 1 is on Nintendo Switch, and there is a Summer Bash event. I think it's only on Switch. Yeah, Switch Summer Bash, yeah. And then there's a Switch sale as well, 50% off ARK Survival Evolved, Season Pass, and Genesis Pass. And I think that is pretty much everything I just wanted to go through with you guys. I know we covered this on Friday, but I had, like, as I said, a 2-day break just to, like, talk about, just to sort of talk about it with people in the community, think about things. I always feel like when there's some big changes in a roadmap, I just need some time to think about it, because sometimes it can annoy me. Sometimes I can be really happy with some of the changes. And this time around, I'm not, like, crazily annoyed. It's just delay, and you don't get annoyed by it anymore because you're so used to it. But it is at that point where I feel like time's going so fast, but then nothing ever gets released in ARK. It's find it so strange. But anyway, leave a like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in my next videos throughout the week where we talk about so many different points, lots of gameplay, lots of map reviews. I'll catch you guys in those.